A travel agency that specialized in luxury trips for African-American women abruptly shut its doors this month, and customers from all across the area and the country said they paid thousands of dollars for vacations. Channel 2 consumer investigator Justin Gray with us tonight. So, Justin, they want to know what happened to their money.
And Justin, the owner of Ladies and Luggage has told customers in writing and on Facebook in a video that they will be made, quote, whole. That's what she told me this afternoon, too. But customers tell us they haven't gotten refunds and are being told by Ladies and Luggage to file insurance claims.
New Year's Eve, I'm going to be dancing on the shores of Jamaica, hey.
Retired California senior Deborah Wells had been paying monthly for that $3,000 New Year's vacation. She already traveled with Georgia-based Ladies and Luggage once to see Usher in Las Vegas. Ladies and Luggage sold luxury group vacations organized specifically for African-American women.
She had something, for us older ladies, she called us the aunties.
Virginia Gasper saw this, the Ladies and Luggage Dubai experience advertised on social media. That's where she's supposed to be right now. The nearly $11,000 price tag was a splurge she saved up for.
I'm at the point in my life spending this type of money. My next expense will be a wheelchair,
But Gasper is not in Dubai. She's stuck in Chicago. Her trip canceled 4 days before departure when Ladies and Luggage announced it was out of business effective immediately. Owner Daisha Woods posted this apology video on Facebook.
To those who are absolutely hurt by this news, who are absolutely hurt because trips have been canceled and, plans have not gone favorably, I apologize. I deeply apologize.
In an email to customers, Woods told them she would be sending letters they could use to file claims to their travel insurance. But customers wonder what happened to all the money they paid Ladies and Luggage.
I'm disappointed that she is jerking us around about the money.
You're not telling me how to get my money back, though.
Miss Woods, it's Justin Gray with Channel 2.
Sharing yet another experience with this terrible company. Now that this terrible excuse of a travel company is shut down, I can share my experience without any guilt. I hope this helps anyone considering legal action against Daisha and her fraudulent, now defunct travel company. My only regret is that I didn't share this sooner to prevent others from being scammed by Daisha. On February 1st, 2021, I booked a New Year's Eve 2022 trip to Honolulu with Ladies and Luggage. And over the course of my payment plan, I paid $3,299. The itinerary was grossly misrepresented. It promised a Hawaiian luau and a visit to the Pearl Harbor Memorial. Instead, we spent just 30 minutes at the Pearl Harbor Visitor Center, which is free. And we were never given the opportunity to visit the actual memorial. It seemed Ladies and Luggage was reluctant to incur any cost. The quote-unquote luau we intended was a cheap boat cruise that featured a dance in plastic coconut bras, which was far from the authentic luau experience. Later, I discovered this was the cheapest dinner cruise option available. Ladies and Luggage also arranged inadequate charter buses for our excursions, one of which broke down, leaving us stranded for over 2 hours. She never offered an apology. We visited the Dole Plantation but only spent 1 hour there, taking only the free tour. If you wanted to enjoy the train ride, that was an additional cost you had to cover yourself. This was my first and last trip with Daisha and Ladies and Luggage. I've traveled with 2 other Black and women-owned travel companies and had outstanding experiences, so I know quality service is possible. Based on the other women's reviews, it appears that Ladies and Luggage was internationally taking people's money and counting on them to file insurance claims for reimbursements. I believe this constitutes blatant fraud. Anyone reading this should report Ladies and Luggage to your state attorney general. I am sharing my experience as further evidence of her shady business practices. She took our money. One of L&L taglines was, "This ain't coming, sis." This was used to entice single travelers to join the group to experience the advised trips. Unfortunately, this company recently shut down October 16th of 2024, leaving many sisters without the promised trips and no clear way of receiving refunds, initially referring them to contact their travel insurance provider. The following days after the closure announcement, there were few emails with no real guidance on refunds, only vague promises to make us whole. There was a final email sent out on October 23rd, 2024, giving a somewhat detailed account on how the company got to this point. It's all unacceptable to me and the other ladies who entrusted Daisha Woods, CEO of Ladies and Luggage. It's a total disgrace to treat women like this. I'm personally out of a little over $3,000 for the promised, quote, the signature Negril Experience NYE edition. I suppose my biggest problem is that the CEO was well aware of the financial situation of her company, but she continued to advertise upcoming trips well into 2025, accepting down payments and payments on potential trips. Just stop it. As the saying goes, robbing Peter to pay Paul. She got in way over her head financially, and now we are left in the dust. I pray we can all somehow recover our money, but now we shall forever be leery of group travel. Fraudulent. I booked a trip for my mother and myself called Opulence on the Orient, where we ride the Orient Express train from Paris, France to Prague, Czech Republic, July 6th through the 10th, 2024. I have credit card statements, itineraries, invoice, and email correspondence directly from Ladies and Luggage providing our payments in full. On June 28th of 2024, my mother and I joined a Zoom call where Daisha admitted, quote, I don't even know if we're all going, y'all. The Orient Express trip that I've been paying for since 2022 was overbooked. Daisha knew there were not enough spots for everyone on the trip. The trip was oversold. My mother and I logged into the Zoom call from Europe ready to start the trip. My last WhatsApp message from Daisha was on July 2nd of 2024, and my latest email from her was on September 24th of 2024. Daisha's latest note reads, quote, I wasn't aware that you still hadn't received the refund. I was under the impression you only needed a letter for insurance, and I've not heard from the other lady that was waiting as well. It has been months and she still has nearly $20,000 USD of my money. They are scamming me, and my mother, Daisha Woods and Ladies and Luggage, has stolen my money. They rendered zero service to me and my mother. Today, October 16th of 2024, I see that Daisha sent out an email claiming that her company is shutting down, effective immediately. Their Facebook group and Mighty Network Sisterhood chapter have shuttered. It is very clear Daisha Woods and Ladies and Luggage are committing fraud. Today, October 17th, 2024, I still have not received any refund. It is a grand total of $17,100 USD, $8,550 USD per person for myself and my mother. Bait and switch, promise Emirates business ticks. They sent Kenya Airways economy ticks one day before travel. I paid Ladies and Luggage nearly $20,000 for 2 airline tickets and 2 tours, and it turned into a disaster. The promised complete itinerary and correct tickets never arrived in time. On the day of departure, I had no business class ticket I paid for, and my companion only received 2 of 4 tickets. This caused us to miss the entire trip. Part of my payments were for a $6,000 plus Emirates business class ticket and a $2,000 plus Emirates economy ticket, but they switched us last minute to Kenya Airway economy tickets valued at only $1,000 without warning or refund, keeping the fare difference. They advertised the group Emirates flight 5 times, only to downgrade us to Kenyan Airways a day before travel, which felt like a bait and switch fraud. Key activities like the Serengeti hot air balloon ride and welcome/farewell dinner were cut, and Dubai was replaced with Nairobi as a connection city, causing safety concerns. They also split us on separate flights. My companion would have arrived 12 hours later than me. Past midnight, my return would have included a 20-plus hour overnight layover in Nairobi with no accommodations or meals. We had no time to get recommended vaccines for monkeypox or yellow fever. Repeated refund requests were ignored. The unprofessionalism, broken promises, and refusal to provide a refund caused financial loss and stress. Avoid this company. No one who paid for business class tickets received them, and at least 6 others felt unsafe traveling, and we all missed the trip. Total disaster. Feeling scammed. Paid $4,000 for this. Ladies and luggage should not be trusted and will completely change the itinerary and not include the most important aspects of the reason the trip was booked. Serengeti National Park / Game Drive. Imagine booking an African safari to the Serengeti with the hopes of seeing the Big Five. Imagine trusting a travel company to provide an amazing trip, including adding another 6,300 for business class flights on Emirates through the same travel company. How would you feel if 2 through 3 weeks prior to departure, the travel agency changed the entire itinerary, including booking Kenyan airline coach instead of Emirates business class, and then being told to deal with it? They blamed the airline, stating that they changed the flight. The gotcha was that a couple of ladies were on said flight and nothing was changed with the flight. A few ladies spent over 10K USD dollars for hotel pictures below. Kenyan Airlines, and no Serengeti Game Drive. This what L&L did. They have zero remorse for doing so. The trip was booked by the group in late 2022. However, they did not secure a vendor in Tanzania until 3 weeks prior. All these stated hotels were over the price that L&L was willing to pay, and therefore we were put in subpar hotels in neighborhoods that were unsavory. A 1.5 star at best, and we paid for 4 star. Power went out, hotel flooding more than once, and the food was horrible. L&L has made no concessions with trying to make this right since the group returned to the United States. For the 12 of us that went out of 20, it was a nightmare. Buyer beware with the company. They charge a lot and underdeliver. They have blackballed me from speaking the truth, bad business, but I will spend my hard-earned coins elsewhere. Bait and switch scammers, ladies and luggage. Purchased the Napa Wine tour for September 2024, made the last payment May/June. 2 weeks later, was notified L&L canceled the trip. I was promised a refund. It's October, still no refund. Was asked to be patient via an email in September. No further communication from Daisha Woods, Latina Thomas, Tiona Woods. I have also been silenced on all of their ladies and luggage platforms. They have many complaints on Better Business Bureau website too. Wow. Daisha Woods is operating in scam and fraudulent travel agency. Do not book any vacays through ladies and luggage. Buyers beware. Daisha Woods is running a scam travel agency. Robbing Peter to pay Paul is her business model. She promises 5-star vacations, then books 1 to 2 star level travel, accommodations, and excursions. She doesn't respond to paying customers' concerns and will not give refunds for price differences when the original promoted and paid for itinerary changes. Please do not ignore. No one else should be taken advantage of. Ladies and luggage, beware of this travel group. I have nothing great to say, the least about Ladies and Luggage travel. Ladies and Luggage claims to offer a 5-star travel experience well on August 2024. Trip to Zanzibar. The experience, it was far from that. Daisha, the owner/operator, is a lying scammer. She offered group flights and charged people $2,200 for economy tickets on Emirates Airlines, 5-star quality, then booked on Kenyan Airlines. Oh, and those that paid $6,600 for first class, also for economy seats on Kenyan Airline. The excuse given by Daisha was that the flight was canceled. We had two ladies that purchased flights separately from the group offer. They flew on the original Emirates flight the owner claimed was canceled by the airline. She sold high quality and provided minimal quality and pocketed the rest of the money. The trip itinerary was also changed/finalized 3 weeks prior to leaving. All the places and excursions originally offered were removed. All inquiries have been ignored regarding an explanation and refund. Participants' feedback has been removed from their Facebook page, and former L&L members have been removed from all groups in an effort for us to be silent. Please do not join or book with this travel group. Buyer beware.